So in today's video, I will be doing a very quick editing demo and at the same time talk about this. It's a fantastic editing console. So hi everyone, this is Jiggie, a portrait and wedding photographer from the Philippines, and welcome to the channel. So I'll be editing a few images that I took of my wife Coco, and if you want to see how I lit and shot these images, I'll put the link in the description below. But for today's video, it will be an editing demo, and at the same time, I want to talk about this fantastic little editing console. It's called the TourBox Lite. Now, it's called Lite not for the features, but rather because of the price. This thing comes in at less than $100, and I've been playing around with it, and I wanted to see if there are some features that I would miss from the TourBox Neo, the more expensive version of this one, the Bluetooth capable one, and it had a few more other buttons. But personally, the way I've been using it, I think this one is actually perfect for me already. Let me show you how I've actually set it up. So this is the TourBox console software, and the nice thing about it is that you can actually press whatever button you want and it will automatically go to that area. So if I press this one, let's say C1, it will go here, C1, and you can assign any function that you want. And what I did was assign this one for zoom in and out. This one will be my brush size. When I press this one, it will actually close the window. I'll show you why later. And when I press this one, this particular button here, it says here brush settings, but it's actually set to F5, which is now linked to one of my action sets. This one is undo and redo. Here you can see undo and redo. C1 is save, C2 is save as, but here's the thing. I can also press these buttons together to create another function. So this one plus this one is another action set that I've set, and this one plus this one is another action set, which I will show you later. This one is very simple. This is just X so that I can toggle between my foreground and background color. And basically, all the things that I've set here in the TourBox Lite are my most used functions in Photoshop, or my most used commands, because as much as possible, what this one should do is it should remove having to move from here to the keyboard to here to the keyboard. And let me show you how I use it. Oh, by the way, this is my space bar and this is the F button, because the moment I open an image like this, again, this is the image of my wife Coco that I shot with just one light. And if you want to see how I lit this, please do subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, click that notification bell so that when I upload new videos about lighting, you will be notified. So the first thing that I would do is press this one to go on full screen. And look at how intuitive all these functions are in the way I set it up to the way I want to work. So of course you could set it up the way you want to use it, but I do this for zoom in and zoom out. And spacebar is here so that I can move the picture. And by the way, this computer that I'm using is one of my favorite computers for photo editing that's Windows based. This is the Asus VivoBook Pro 16X OLED because it just has an amazing screen. Alright, so zooming in and zooming out so I can see what I'm supposed to be editing. Now here are the things that I referred to earlier. When I press this button here, it's going to run a preset action. Now, this is my sharpening action. In my action sets here, I set specific commands so that if I press them as a shortcut key, it's going to run that action, which then I plotted in these buttons. So I'll just go to my brush tool. Now I can easily adjust my brush size. And again, this button here toggles from foreground and background. So I need it to be white. Plus, of course, there we go. Zoom in. And look at that. It's so easy. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just sharpening the eyes and the nose and the mouth. And zoom out so that I can make my brush size bigger so I can sharpen the hair. Okay. And then sharpen parts of her clothes. And that's basically it. That's how I do my editing. I just sharpen them. Now, this action set, I'll go through it. I just make a layer via copy. Then I run an unsharp mask. Amount is 18%. Radius is 40. Threshold is 0. Then I do another unsharp mask. This time at 150%. Radius 0.3 and threshold 0. Then I fade at opacity 100%, except that I make my mode darken. I run another unsharp mask, 150%, 0.3, then 0. Then I fade once more, but this time opacity 50%, lighten, and then I create a new channel, then I mask all so that it becomes black here, and that's basically my sharpening technique that I made into an action set. So where was I? Okay, so right now I'm done. So now I need to save. So now all I need to do is press this button here, which will automatically save it there. So I can press that one. Including layers will increase file size because I am working on a TIFF file now. However, what if I want to change the file format? Then I will press this because this one is save as. So now I can save it as a PSD and save it. What are these other buttons doing? Look at this one. It says Web 2048 or Web 2048 vertical or horizontal. So basically I have this one set in case I want to save it for the web. So I'll just need to press this one and then this one, and it's gonna sharpen it for web and resize it for web as like so. And then again, save as, so I can save a copy now as JPEG. So that's perfect for web uploading. Now here, after I'm done with everything, I press this button here and it closes the window. So I'm moving on to the next one. Once again, sharpen. So once everything's done there, okay, zoom in, sharpen these areas here. See, if you get your shot right, you don't really need to do much anymore. So, fantastic, there we go. And then of course, this time I'll do save as already, so I can save it as a PSD. I'm done, save as a PSD, all right. Then sharpen it again for web and resize it for web. And then go save as again. Well, it's still saving now, but I'll save as there, and then we'll go JPEG. And then save. And then afterwards, I close the window, and then I move on to the next one. Now, they call this the light version because they took out a few things. Like, they took out some buttons here, they took out a button here, and they took out the Bluetooth option. But personally, this is more than enough for photo editing. So long as you're aware of the things that you would need, you could preset all these buttons already just to make your workflow more efficient and a lot faster. And for $100, this is really worth it. This is the TourBox Lite. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Now, if you want to see once again how I shot these images and some of the other images that I've created, which you can find in my social media sites on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, all at Jiggie Alejandrino, subscribe to the channel, and while you're at it, click that notification bell. Now, if you have any questions with regards to this video, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And by the way, if you want to check this one out, I'll leave a link in the description below. Okay, till the next video.